and something about a family court, video court, family court, the federal court, state court. The video recording, I have evidence. But you have evidence. The videos are not threats. The videos say the way I feel about being abused. It is sex abuse and mental abuse. You know, I was under the influence of being married since April 30th, 2004, having a marriage license. And when it was August 9th, 2015, 2016, and 2017, I had went to the hospital at Central State. They had gave me a lot of different kind of drugs. And they said I have medical records of being a mental health patient ever since I was like 5 years old or something like that at a Western Mental Health Center in Birmingham, Alabama. Sometime in elementary school and at is a video of a person that was using, you know, the same birth certificate of April 30th, 1986, the same social security number, the birth certificate of 1986, and the same marriage license of April 30th, 2004. And the same marriage license of April 30th, 2004 has the same birthday of April 30th, 1986. And the person that was in the video was using the same birth certificate and said she said I had to fight her in order to leave out of the hotel room August 9th, 2015. And that since I was under the influence of being married, if a person was saying that she is my wife and she told me do something, you know, I'm not sure, like, because it looks like different girls in the pictures, but some of the people said that, you know, if my wife said she wanted me doing stuff to her, that she said she wanted me doing stuff to her. She said she told me that I had to fight her in order to leave out of a hotel room. And she was using those same identities and stuff. And I didn't even go anywhere, you know, because it's so crazy. Like, it's like, it's not a crime if a person is married and a person tells her husband do stuff to her, and her husband does stuff to her, stuff that she told him to do, you know, to her, you know, it's crazy. I don't know why she would tell me to do stuff to her. I don't know why she would tell me to do that type of stuff to her. But it is evidence in the video. You know, there should be a video on the page under this very video that a person was saying that they had a birth certificate of April 30th, 1986. A person was saying that they had a marriage license with the date of April 30th, 1986. And a person was saying that all of the stuff that happened on August 9th, 2015 is something that a person that said their name was April Williams, a person that said that she was my wife, a person that was using the identity of April 30th, 1986 in the form of a birth certificate and a social security card and a marriage license that says April 30th, 2004. She told me to do all of that stuff on August 9th, 2015. And that if she was saying she was my wife and I was under the influence of being married, they said I was never supposed to go to jail for any of that stuff, because some of the people said if his wife told him to do that stuff, if I'm crazy and I'm stupid, and you know, if they said she was crazy and she was stupid, if two stupid people was doing stupid stuff and they told each other to do that stuff to each other, why was anybody else trying to be involved? It's crazy. Cause it was like, it's different if somebody had told somebody to do stuff to other people. But since somebody was saying that they were the wife and the husband, it seems like it looks like different girls in the picture, and I never told them to do any of that stuff, and I never told anyone to do anything to anyone. So there is evidence in the video that a person did say that she had a birth certificate of April 30th, 1986. A person did say that she had a marriage license that said April 30th, 2004. A person did say she told me to do whatever it is that they said happened on August 9th, 2015 as a husband, and that she was saying she was a wife. And not just a wife, she was saying that she was my wife, you know. And it was like, since it looks like different girls in the picture, it seems like it was some kind of scam that somebody else was doing, you know. And some of the people said it was called triggering. Because they know that I was a mental health patient. And some of the people said it was called projecting. Because since it was someone else's idea, and that they tried putting their ideas in someone else's head, that they were supposed to say all of this stuff in court. They said I was supposed to say all of this stuff in court, but there's a link in the description of the videos of me saying that, you know, I never press charges against any female or woman or lady. I don't know what people identify themselves as these days, but telling the truth about stuff that happened. You know, they say when I was 16 years old, I met a person and she said her name was April Williams, and she was using a birth certificate of April 30th, 1986. Different people said different stuff about her. Some of the people said stuff about her being a prostitute or having AIDS or some sexually transmitted disease that some other person gave her. Some of the people said stuff about somebody named Two had sexually abused her on her period or something like that, and that people was mean to her at school. Some of the people said stuff about her mom and dad being brother and sister, and then some of the people said that her mom had sex with her own children. And some of the people said stuff about the person that said that she was born April 30th, 1986. They said that her mom and dad is brother and sister, or was brother and sister. I don't really know. And it was like, out of all of the people that you could have chose being married or in a relationship with, when a person said that their mom and dad was brother and sister, some of the people said bad stuff about her. And it was like, I was the nice guy that said, just because somebody says your mom and dad is brother and sister, it's not your fault. You know, that's the kind of stuff that I said about my wife, you know. When they said, according to the Family Court of Jefferson County, August 31st, 2004, when the child was born, some of the people said that, you know, a lot of bad stuff and stuff like that about, well, some of the people said, you know, I don't know if they were saying this stuff to be mean or stuff, but different people, like this was way after April 30th, 2004 and way after August 31st, 2004. Some of the people said stuff about they had sex with her and they was the baby mama or the baby daddy. They was claiming different genders and saying that stuff about us being dumb and stupid and stuff like that. And they was saying stuff about something about a Shaniqua or a Desiree or a Monkey Girl or a Hairy Beast. It was like a lot of name calling and stuff like that, you know. And somebody was saying stuff about they didn't like the marriage license because it says that a girl was 18 years old and got married. Somebody seems to have a problem with 18-year-old girls getting married. And it's crazy because, you know, I never went all the way with anyone unless I thought it was my wife. You know, a person that was using a birth certificate of April 30th, 1986. A person that was using the same social security number for the birth date of April 30th, 1986. A person that was using the same marriage license that said April 30th, 2004. So it was like, it is evidence of a marriage license way before August 31st, 2004, July 18th, 2006, and October 6th, 2008. And some of the people that I talked to, or some of the voices, I don't know what they identify themselves as. So some of the voices that I heard, you know, said that, you know, I'm one of the only people that they know that I never asked for a blood test. I never asked for a DNA test. I never asked for a paternity test. I never asked for a maternity test. I never questioned the color of different people's skin. I would always say I didn't have a marriage license. And, you know, it seems like different girls in the picture, but all of the girls, you know, it seemed like they was using the same, you know, identity of April 30th of 1986 birth certificate and the social security number. And so it's like they seemed like they had all tried to say the same story about who they are, because it was like when they said a girl was a prostitute, or that other people said that they had sex with her or got her pregnant and stuff like that, one of the girls, if it was different girls, and it seems like it was, had told me that since she did all of that sex stuff with them different people ever in life, it's only fair if I did sex stuff with different people ever in life. And some of the people said that they went all the way and that they had full blown sex with her. And the girl said that it was sexual abuse with the other men did, and that it was other girls or women that was involved in those situations, because when they said one of the girls was a prostitute for a police officer or being a police officer's girlfriend, they said ever since April 30th, 2004, whenever I had went to the hospital or to jail and stuff, they said it was a scam because the police officer, like when he wanted to have sex with those different girls that was saying that their name was April Williams and stuff, and they know that I was stupid and stuff like that, they locked me in jail, all of them times after April 30th, 2004, because some other man wanted to have sex with those different girls that was using the birth certificate of April 30th, 1986, and the marriage license of April 30th of 2004. It's like, it's crazy for them to do that stuff, because if a girl said, I am the husband, it was like, why? It was like, because I never go all the way. I never had sex with anyone unless it was a person that was using the birth certificate of April 30th, 1986. Because they said going all the way means having sex. And they said having sex means doing something that could get someone pregnant. Stuff like that. And then it was the same stuff. They said it was sex abuse what the people did to me. Because they said the other way that the other people was having sex was when they said those boy inseminations. They said that was called butt sex. When they had stuck their private parts inside of people's butthole and stuff like that. And they said, yeah, that's called sexual abuse, because being the youngest of what they called a family, according to the birth certificate of March 4th, 1984, and the people that said they were the parents and stuff like that, they said, yeah, there was sex abuse and stuff like that, because if people said that they were your brothers or your sisters or your mom or your dad or your mother or your father, that they wasn't supposed to be having sex with me. And so since I said it was sex abuse, it was like, it is sex abuse what they did. It was like, since I have a marriage license, it was like, I have a wife, and my wife might be mad about the sex abuse that was done to me. Because it was like, some of the people said, what if my wife's name is not even April Williams? And then what if those were just girlfriends of the police officer? Or what if they were just prostitutes or some kind of pimp or something? Or that it was all sex abuse that they did to me all of this time, and mental abuse, because saying that she's your wife or that's your wife, and they was using words like that or thought, like THOT and stuff like that. And since they was all using the same identity, and I was never told about it. It was like I was never supposed to have ever went to jail for any of that stuff. And it seemed like the reason why that when the people did that stuff, they said, well, if they said that they was police officers, a part of a fraternal order and stuff like that, and was saying that they were frat brothers and stuff like that, then you wouldn't want their girlfriend anyway, because they were sharing different girls with different people and stuff like that. And then if a girl said it was sex abuse, and one time one of them did, because he was at 1609 6th Street North, Apartment East. One of the people that said that their name was April Williams, she said she was sexually abused. And that it was before, well, it's in the video under here, but the video is me saying something to one of the people that was saying this stuff. She said at 1609 6th Street North, Apartment X, somebody said that they went all the way, and it's called sexual abuse, because they said they was trying to say that they were claiming being the baby mama or baby daddy of a person that said that she is not their wife. And if he wanted to go to family court, and if he wanted to pay child support, and if he wanted to claim that he had sex with somebody else's wife that had a marriage license and stuff like that, then they said it was a family court date, and they said the mom could go to the family court. And you know, yeah, it's a link in the description of me talking to people at the family court, and they said the mom could go to the family court because, you know, someone was saying that they were the mom and the dad, or the baby mom and baby daddy. Since I'm not part of any child support scam, and I'm not trying to steal anyone's child or any of that stuff, I never asked for a blood test. I never asked for a DNA test. I never asked for a paternity test, and I never asked for a maternity test. And I went to all of those court dates, and, you know, something about a video court or a family court and, you know, stuff like that. It was like something about the character of whoever it is that was in those videos. The video under here doesn't seem to match the character of my wife, because whatever my wife's name is, wherever she is, it was like she knows, because she was like, oh, so when he never went all the way with anybody, you know, he never had sex or did stuff to get anybody pregnant, he did that because he thought it was me. He said, that's what my wife said. Oh, so ever since April 30th of 2004, even when people said you can do whatever you want with whoever you want, I still did not have sex, you know, what they call going all the way with anyone, unless I thought it was my wife and she was using the same birth certificate and the same marriage license of April 30th of 2004 and the same social security number. So wherever my wife is, some of the people said she knows. All of the time I thought it was her, because those people were using the identities and they were saying it was her, you know, stuff like that. So it was like, it's sex abuse, because my wife knows that he thought it was me all of them times. A dude that would never cheat, a dude that would never be in a social security or child support scam, a dude that would never try to steal anyone's child, and a dude that never asked for a blood test or a paternity test or a maternity test or any kind of DNA test. It was like, being a husband is what I am. I don't want a husband. I don't want a boyfriend. And it was like, you know, any girl that was saying her name was April Williams and she doesn't want a husband like me, she's not your wife, for Brandon. And that somebody would have to say where your wife is or something like that, because they can't just steal your marriage, especially after all of the abuse that I went through, you know, and all the times I was locked up and a person was using those names and identities and somebody was in some kind of scam. So it was like, yeah, I never filed a lawsuit. I'm not trying to sue anyone for any money. It was not about money or sex or some kind of scam with me. No. And I'm not trying to steal anyone's soul or spirit or sex energy or any of that. No. So, you know, I always said it's not the children's fault the sex some other guy had. It's not my wife's fault the sex some other guy had. If her mom and dad was brother and sister, it's not her fault. If some other guy had sexually abused her or anyone, it's not her fault. If somebody claimed that they were the baby mom or the baby dad or something and did stuff to the children, it's not her fault. And it's not my fault. Because I didn't do any of it, you know, and I never told anyone to do any of it. And I made it real clear that I never made any threats or gave anyone a time or a date or address or any of this stuff or whatever. I was just always telling people what I was told. And they said that's what I was supposed to do, because if it was federal crimes or a federal court date, that I would have to tell the truth about all of the stuff that I was told. And I was supposed to say all of that stuff, because it was like, when people say they have sons and daughters and families, they don't want people doing that kind of stuff to their children. A person pretending to be their husband or wife or sexually abusing them and getting them pregnant and saying that it's other people's children. So they told me to just stay out of it, that I didn't have to go to a family court, and that the mom could go and she could tell if someone sexually abused her and stuff like that, and that they could tell if she was my wife or not, because with the character of being a person that never went all the way unless I thought it was my wife, it was like, yeah, if a person didn't want me being their husband and was using that birth certificate or that name, then she must be a person that was part of those scams and wanted something else or somebody else. And if she did, it's not my fault, you know, because you can't make a person love you and you can't make a person be with you. And, you know, that's the kind of stuff that I was told. And since I feel like I have a wife, and different people use those birth certificates and those names and those identities is what it seems like they did, it's sex abuse. And they say my wife can tell the court about it, because me being her husband, she would say the same thing. They say my wife would say somebody sexually abused her husband. Somebody had locked him up for no reason. All of this stuff is wrong what they did to her husband, is what my wife would say about me. So it was like, if a person went to the court and wasn't saying any of that stuff, then they would have to say where my wife is, and they would have to let her go, because it's not her fault that somebody else wanted to steal her husband, and it's not